Well, good evening and welcome to an overcast Halifax, Canada. We are on the east coast of Canada. So you see the ferry making its way across the harbor to downtown Halifax. Some people making the trek via one of the two bridges that cross the Halifax harbor here in the capital city of Nova Scotia. As we are in the Scotiabank Centre for the 2015 Ford World Men's Curling Championship. Should be good crowds here in attendance throughout this edition of the World Championship. We'll start. Our feature game tonight is the reigning world champions, Thomas Ulsrud and Norway. They will take on Team China, trying to knock off the reigning world champs. I'm Luke Coley here with Ann Swisshelm, and a good-looking crowd for Draw 2 at this year's World Championship. Should expect to see lots of great action and people filing in already.
Yeah, it's going to be a big night here, Luke, and I think it's a fitting opening for the World Championships here on Draw 2 to have the reigning world champions, Team Norway, who won that championships last year in Beijing, China, playing Team China.
And here's a look at the teams here. The lineups, the lead, Havard Vad Pedersen. The second, Christopher Sva. The third for the reigning world champ, Torger Nergard. And the skip, Thomas Ulsrud.
And the starting lineup for Team China. Playing lead is Wang Qinbo. Playing second is Ba Duxin. And throwing third stones is Zhao Duzha. And skipping in his first World Championships is Zhang Zhaliang, Team China.
And look at the early standings, just one draw. So you see the four teams, Italy, Japan, Sweden, and Switzerland, all victorious. Canada in their first game in this draw, along with China, as well as Norway, you see there, and the United States of America, Czech Republic, Finland, Russia, and Scotland, all dropping their first game at this year's championship.
Yeah, the opening draw was exciting. There was 2 extra ends in the opening draw. The ice looked outstanding.
As we look at the other games here in this draw, of course, Norway, China, those in their first action. On sheet B is Japan taking on Scotland. On sheet C, it's Finland taking on the Czech Republic. And sheet D, both in their first appearance on the ice. For gameplay, it's the United States against Canada in a North American battle.
Yeah, that's a great opening draw for Canada and the United States over on sheet D. And I'm sure we're going to hear the crowd cheering for the home team Canada in the background. But we're going to focus on Team Norway playing Team China.
Well, just awaiting first stone here. They they have the draw to the button for last stone first end, and they've determined that who gets hammer throughout. It'll be Norway that has the hammer to start things off.
Yeah, they had an excellent draw shot challenge in the first round. They put both stones into the full 4-foot. So there's a new procedure this year on the draw shot challenge. 2 players instead of 1 player throw draws to the tee for last stone advantage. And 1 player throws a stone clockwise and the other player throws a stone counterclockwise. And the team with a combination of both stones closest to the tee wins the right to throw the last stone in the first end or the hammer.
And that changes things a little bit because you're not just one draw. One player throws one and just doesn't have the right weight. They have a second chance, and it's a factor of both of them, not just on one stone.
Well, the overall draw shot challenge is even more significant this year with limiting the tiebreaker rounds to a single match. So there is potential for a team to be eliminated based on draw shot challenge. So having a more comprehensive method by utilizing 2 players over a longer period of time will hopefully be a measure of performance. Rock Wang Bo.
Curious to see how it's going. Macy Thomas, a veteran, could be aggressive in the first or play the hits. He's facing a younger Chinese team. His opponent is
very experienced, and they're going to go out here. They're going to try and put some rock play.
His 7th world.
He channels that previous experience and moves into a more of a leadership role here. So you see a nice corner guard was put into play there by NOR lead. And China rock play in the top 4 foot, nicely placed, is going to try and put guard up and run a little straight on them. And there it starts to curl.
Just a little bit deep. You'd rather have that one in that free guard zone?
Yeah, they would like it in the free guard zone. That's the area in front of the rings where in the first 4 stones, if you place it there, they cannot be taken out of play. But as this stone's touching the rings, it can be hit, and Norway's going to try and roll under their corner.
Well, just hangs around edge of the 12-foot.
Yeah, it's going to force China to make a choice, and they are going to deal with that stone. They're not going to let it sit there and come back to haunt them later at the end of the end.
An interesting the way practice was, you play for the draw shot a lot. Not a lot of hits out on this side right next to where all the crowd is.
Yeah, there was not a ton thrown, and we saw that guard run a little straight there, and this rock's going to hit and roll on the outside. So that side of the sheet looks a little straighter, has a later finish or curl at the end. I really like this play by Thomas Olsrud to take advantage of the corner guard they put into play by having second Christopher Sva draw around, try and hide or bury this stone. That's a great opening shot. That's a great opening shot at a World Championship.
And I think they had that game plan that they were going to come out, probably be aggressive. As we look at the rules of play, 6 ends minimum, 38-minute thinking time, 160-second timeout, and just the little change in the timing here.
Yeah, basically what think time is that while you are not taking an active role playing the game, your clock is running when you have control of the ice. So the second the stone goes into play, or the thrower slides out and crosses the tee line, the clock stops. And so they get 38 minutes to think. And you're not punished for throwing slower moving shots like draws and guards. They're not eating up your clock anymore.
Makes it easier for a team. It gets down and they're playing a lot more draws to try and come back in a game and not lose the time if a team is playing hits.
Yeah, they get the opportunity to be more offensive and aggressive with their rocks.
I see the clock is ticking now, and as they get going, it'll stop.
Yeah, I think it's a great update to our game. Big run back here for Team China.
Very nice, able to make that and roll to the center, partially guard their stone in the top of the button.
That is an outstanding shot.
Zhao Dujia makes that run back. The problem going a little bit tighter, you leave that ability to make this run back, and that's become such a prevalent part of the men's game today, is being able to make those run backs.
Yeah, and the ice here is outstanding, and the rocks are lively. So the houses will move, and they'll have a chance to get these rocks out of play quite simply. They're playing a down weight here, though.
And that's the type of hit weight you'll see a lot from Torger and Thomas on the back end. They won't throw big weight, as some other teams will, like you see out of Scotland and the Canadian team. But here, just the quieter weight, able to control, use the sweeping.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to call some of these shots and use finesse and activate your sweeping core.
Wow, this Chinese team is just making great shots. Run back, and then Zhao Dujia able to make the hit and roll. And there's the sweeping. Very athletic, very fit across the board, all the teams, and especially this Chinese team. They're all athletes, as they're the full-time athletes, full-time curlers. And they show their prowess there with the hit and roll.
Yeah, the sweeping is really outstanding on all of these men's teams. Lots of pressure, speed, really holding the line of these stones. Oh, just
a little touch, and there's an early mistake.
Yeah, just a hair late on that sweep call, just a hair late, and this allows China an excellent opportunity to really put the pressure on Team Norway.
Well, decision time in a good position. That's half guarding that one.
Yeah, I think this is this is an outstanding situation for a first-time skip with his first rock at the World Championships to be looking at an opportunity to force Norway into looking at 2 rocks underneath a guard. Zhang Jialiang's rock is away. His sweepers are taking good care of this rock.
Well, Zhang, a member of the 4th place Finnish Chinese team at the past Winter Olympic Games in Sochi, Russia. Trying to close it up so there's no hole.
Well, my Chinese isn't that good. That was obviously a guard that they chose to play.
I think they're a little cautious. You might see teams either overlap or come in that situation.
Right. You know, that's probably the choice I would like to have seen them make, but this might stick to their game plan. Their game plan was to steal 1, and they've got that set up. A guard might guarantee that. And,
without the overlap, allows this chance at the run back.
Yeah, and it's a great chess move, because even though Thomas just made an outstanding run back, the guard is still there for China to use. So
yeah, it's just they make these shots look so easy. If you can't make a run back, it'll be tough. A long week for some teams here at the World Championship.
well, when you have great ice conditions and lively houses and rocks, they do make those shots look real easy. So we're going to get a nice look at the ice speed here.
they dragged that rock a long way to get that into the 4-foot. When I saw the time there, the sweepers are really dragging that one.
Yeah, 15.3 seconds hog to hog is pretty quick ice conditions. It's sweepers ice. The throwers just got to put it close. The sweepers have a chance to put it perfect.
Yeah, they have some room for error, but it doesn't get behind the guard. And now an opportunity to try and get a blank in this first end now for Thomas Ulsrud. So final stone, Thomas Ulsrud looking for the blank and won't get past the front. Will wreck and give up an early steal. So it'll be China and Zheng Jialang who takes the first score here. Draw 2 of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship from Halifax, Canada. Well, back inside the Scotiabank Center, Luke Coley and Swiss Helm draw 2 of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship. China gets a steal in the first end and have the Yellowstones look to put this stone on the top of the 4-foot to start the second end.
Yeah, China made a great run back and roll for a guard to set that up at third stones in the first end to set up that steal. And now they open with the second end, another rock right on the button in the 4-foot. And Thomas Ulsrud and company from Norway are going to throw corner guard. So this rock's really curling. That rock took an early move off the center line. It's really cornering out on the 12-foot. I think they'd like that a little bit closer to the center line.
Wang Qingbo will try to get his lead stones in a good position. The first stone right to the button, trying to guard it up.
Yeah, trying to take a control position right on the center line. And that one curls just a little much, crosses the center line. Team Norway is going to take this first opportunity to hit and roll under their corner guard.
Well, looking for the hit, try and make the roll to the side, looking to use the corner guard. And again, just a hit and roll over to the wing.
It's just that easy, Luke.
You wouldn't think this is, normally there's some rust a little bit getting used to the ice, N2 of their first game, but both these teams, and it's talks about the ice conditions as well. They were outstanding in the first draw. Head ice maker Jamie Barassa does numerous events, and he says this is probably the first draw of any event he's done all year that's been that good.
Yeah.
Rolls to the center, 2 overlapping that one. Now a chance to draw in line 2. We jump over sheet D. Bookending it here is United States. John Schuster has those Redstones taking on Team Canada. Skipped by Pat Simmons. And Pat Simmons has to make the outturn draw here against a couple.
Looking for a piece of the 8-foot to outcount 2 USA stones.
Well, Pat Simmons now skipping this team. Of course, the team that represented was skipped last year by Canada by Kevin Cooey, along with Pat and the front end, Carter Rycroft, Nolan Thiessen. But Cooey changed team as that one goes right to the button. Canada leads 1-0. Add John Morris, who they beat in the Canadian final last year, was going to be the skip. They switch in the national championship.
Yep, and
the rest is history, as they say.
yeah, but good on Team USA to force Canada to draw for 1 with their hammer in the
a
first
well-played
end.
first end by Team USA. John Schuster, no stranger to the World Championships himself.
Yeah, and back here to our featured game, Team Norway's got 2 rocks in play, one underneath the double China center guards. And it's a hair behind the tee line, and China comes up just short, but takes second shot position.
But comes up short, and it's in a spot that Norway still has to be aware of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of yellow rocks in front of the rings, which Team Norway is going to try and take advantage of right now. It's real early in the end, and they feel they still have a control position, playing second stones. And another great shot by Christopher Sva, second for Team Norway.
Both teams have come into this one very aggressive, not wasting any time to go after it. But China needs to, and do you think they need to get one a little, maybe tap that up or get a Yellowstone in there? Because right now, Norway has those 2 in pretty good position.
Yeah, Norway looks real good right now. If China can weld one to the top redstone in the 4-foot, they have a chance at taking the control position. The kind of complicated stagger of the rocks in front make runbacks difficult. So this rock really needs to get to the face, and there they go. They get a sweep now.
Very nice. It is third shot. It may seem weird to think, oh, it's a good shot being third counter in there, but that stone is one that Norway has to be aware of. They have now both the in-turn and the out-turn to get at those 2.
Yeah. So you look at a good shot of the 2 skips, and you've got a first-time skip, and Skip looking for his
71st win
at a World
Championships.
Just incredible.
Just doesn't want to roll too far and leave a hole, but have to throw weight to get through there.
Yeah, but you need to throw weight to get those rocks moving. So I think China's going to take a chance.
Just further, so Thomas Ulsrud comes in, 70 wins career at World Championship. This is his 11th trip to a World Championship. He needs 2 wins to tie Andy Capp for all-time wins.
And he needs 3 to take the lead solo for most wins of any player at a men's World Championships ever. Just incredible career.
Playing the run back, red to the yellow, gets rid of 1. So we see Paul Trulson, who
2002 Olympic gold medalist, and
a few victories to his name as well.
Yeah, quite a few. And Paul is one of the great characters of the game, and I love seeing him on the bench for Team Norway.
Paul with 49 career wins at a World Championship, but he never won a World Championship.
No, but he does have an Olympic gold medal, and I'm pretty sure that Thomas Ulsrud, with his Olympic silver, would love for that to have been gold. But as reigning world champions, they would love to be 2-time. And in order to do that, they're going to need to navigate this pretty complicated setup in the house. I love that the third for Team Norway comes down and really takes a look at the angles, makes sure he's 100% comfortable with the shot. So it looks like they're playing a nice down weight. They're going to try and move the angles, put 2 rocks in front and unlock that back red stone.
Do you want to remove that back red or just move it further in the rings?
I think either way. You need to move it back far enough. All the way out isn't terrible, but with this kind of weight, I don't think that's going to happen. And again, we're seeing this a little bit straighter side of the ice. Maybe a hair too much ice. Now China's got a chance to remove 3 red stones.
It will be very weight sensitive based on you throw a little more weight, it's not going to react as the weight that or the line that you would prefer, you had wanted to. NOR-CHN, the coach for the Chinese team, of course, the lineup changing. Members all have been around, have past World Championships, World University Games, the juniors, and now they get a new lineup. And
there's a lot of experience on this Chinese team, so we're going to get a good look at how they work these angles here in this shot. They've decided to go with a little bit of a softer weight shot.
Is there a worry if you throw weight because you only have that 1 yellow stone with the 3 reds around it?
Yeah, if you miscalculate and unlock the back guard. So the red stone sitting behind the Chinese stone is actually a guard and holding it in play. So it's a term I like to use. It's a back guard.
The back guard.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Okay, draw 2. We've got new terms from Anne Swisshelm here at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship.
Yeah, it's a back guard for China, and they're going to look to put another stone in front. I think welded to. Team Norway stones.
Well, sits in the pocket. Not a lot you can do with it.
Yeah,
scoring zone is getting smaller and smaller by the shot.
Yeah, that was a really well-placed stone. It changed the angles just enough that it looks like Team China has control.
Nei, men det må komme et forslag.
Ja, det kan jeg enig.
Ja, vi bør ikke bruke kjempetid. Enten må vi dra, så hvis vi ikke har noe bedre forslag, så drar vi på innan.
Hva gjør han da? Han bare smeller til et eller annet her.
Ja, men den røde vil alltid ligge der, Torger. Jeg liker ikke det. Poenget er at du kan få en sjanse til å få ut en gule til slutt, ikke sant? Hvis du fifler litt her nå. Det er for sent å låne han shotten nå. Kunne gjort det på din. Vi må dra på innan.
Jeg tenker med bakhånd.
Ja, men det er for sent å låne bort shotten nå, altså. Jeg tror vi må helt ut på her.
Den gule ligger fryst på.
So after some significant discussion by Team Norway, which is one of the wonderful gifts of the game of curling, our athletes wearing microphones is just
nothing like it.
One of the most amazing things.
Is this a case where if you don't play it, China's going to, and you may not have a chance to get one or even an opportunity at two?
Yeah, I think Thomas Olsrud and Team Norway is going to take advantage of this opportunity to get at this clockwise rotating draw here, right to the lid or the tee, the center of the house.
That one, not where they didn't curl enough. They were on it almost the entire way. Weight was pretty good. I think they just didn't have the broom in the right spot.
Yeah, weight was close. You know, it didn't come close to that rock in the top 12 foot. But it is edge to edge from the view of the shooter. So China can't get to the inside of that rock with any kind of momentum.
Was this quiet weight trying to get to the inside? Is it worthwhile, or can you draw just a heavy draw in this case?
You know, they may be playing a straight kind of draw tick, right? You get the right line, and then you let your sweepers just a little momentum off that stone. And holding Norway to one was probably the goal of the end. I don't think they set out to hard for the steal. So Team China looking for a little bit of curl there at the end.
Well, just get by, little hit, little roll in for shot.
Looks like shot, but
well, Ji Liang has brought his game in this one. His third makes two pistols in the first. Now, Zhang with the little hit, little roll.
And their shot, and I don't think Norway can do anything about it. You may see this rock thrown away.
They're trying to see on that one side the yellow stone that was thrown earlier by China, blasting it if they can get some drag into it, but they could end up leaving a steal of two then. There it is. Who is shot?
Yeah, it's close.
It looks like it. I would say yellow there.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Han sitter. Nå spiller den litt vanlig. Høy, litt høyt. Vanlig opp, litt høyt. Herfra. Du får en slags variant med kjapp der også, og med enda høyere.
So this is a pretty big shot for Thomas Olsrud here in the second end.
Well, final stone, Thomas Olsrud gave up the steal in the first.
Vanlig opp. Opp. Opp.
Has to be careful here, some risk.
Det går bra, treffer høyt også.
Ja, vi treffer veldig høyt.
Kos på gul.
Trying to pick it, and he'll end up nosing his own, and we won't find out what would have happened. Now they take a look.
I think they've called for a measure.
Torgeir, setter han ut så mye altså?
Alltid i hvert fall en hals der.
Setter han ut så mye? Jeg synes det så sånn ut. Jeg prøver å være litt lang og naturlig slipp på, det er det verste av alt.
Men den siden der køler jo veldig lite.
Well, early on, I'm going to say yellow, Anne.
Yeah, from our vantage point, and it looks like the camera's vantage point, it looks like yellow, but for the guy standing right above it, they were not 100% sure, so it's always a good idea to swing the stick and put the measure down.
Ja, men det var for sent på min første, så er det for sent på Torgeir sin, så er det helt greit, men den kølla helt ikke opp.
我2号，我再给你放在你这。他自己来了，就是我自己来一下子，你这样一给我，这还能上。然后轻球稍微再放一点点。行，我给你放，就这么大。就这么大就行，因为我这里是贴红了，我没太敢顶，但是有点下。现在一般是。
So the official will come out, do the measurement. Set the micrometer to the first one, spin it around, check the other one. So there's a good look overhead. Points to the yellow. And it is another steal. So 2 consecutive steals by the Chinese side. A 2-0 lead over the reigning world champs, Thomas Olsrud in Norway.
Jeg hører du sier det, og da prøver vi å time når vi skal gjøre det. Men det er klart, hvis han går i der, så får vi kanskje et slag på 3 plutselig da.
Ja, ja, da har du kanskje ingen.
Ja, hvis han går i på sin siste. Han er ikke jævlig langt unna.
Jeg bare maler på det.
Well, Zhang Zhiliang, as you see on the scoreboard behind him, 2 singles. So we look at the shot that set it up last end. It was his final stone. He's able to make a little chap and roll.
Yeah, just perfectly thrown, called, swept, everything. You know, China's goal at this point is to never have the hammer.
It's working so far. It's not normally a strategy that you have coming into games, because you obviously want to have the hammer to start, winning the draw shot challenge to start. But they're getting 2 steals. And for the 3rd straight end, it is a stone into the top of the forefoot. Wang Chenbo.
Yeah, just like clockwork, putting it right where his team needs it. And Havard van Pedersen throwing another corner guard.
And again, of the outturn variety. So something they've looked at, something they find may be able to get a little more curl with their outturns.
Yeah, it's hopefully a specific tactic or strategy they're employing here. So far, they've not had a ton of luck, even though there's been great setup shots. The difference so far is a great shot made by the back end of China versus a half shot or a miss by Team Norway.
So the guard doesn't quite protect that one in the forefoot, as we'll look over the USA against Canada on sheet D. And a couple of Yellowstones, looks like 1 and 2, but John Schuster, chance at a double here for multiple points?
Yeah, it looks like they're working real hard.
Well, get one, get the second, clip the back one, and now look, it's 1, 2, looking at the third one, and it is a 3. It's the U.S. a 3-1 lead. As we see a great sweep by Norway just get by. Tap that one back and set one.
So China's going to take a chance here and go after Team Norway's stone and sit 2 in the rings, waiting for it to curl a little bit. Great weight control there. Just a nice delicate shot to get that rock that's half buried underneath that rock in the top of the house.
Well, Ba Duxian, quality shot there. Of course, this team winning the Pacific Championship earned themselves a spot at the Worlds here, and was along with, he played second at the Olympics.
Yeah, another very experienced Chinese player.
Well, able to make the roll over.
Yeah, great shot by Norway. So looking for a run back here. So we go from the delicate touch shot to the heavyweight. Just caught the angles a little awkwardly.
It's a disappointing one. It's almost a little unfortunate because you're not far off from making the shot perfect, and that stone, the catcher in behind, still there's. A run back, clips it on the wrong side.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely millimeters away from making a brilliant shot, and then, you know, creates a setup shot for Norway. And some end-to-end sweeping for Team Norway puts that draw into a great spot. Above the tee line, under the corner guard. And Zhao Dujia, third for Team China. Gonna get a bonus? No, not off the back one.
Hoping to try and get it, but leaves those two open. Wanted to open up that side, try and bring play to the center without the hammer.
Yeah, because they do have the control rock in front of the rings in the center of the ice. So the trouble rock for Team China was that corner guard.
Gjerne litt på linje. Linja, bra nå. Tight og nå. Tight linje.
Helt sikker på fart!
Ja, med da.
Risk litt langt.
Ja, vi må. Hardt! Hardt! Fortsett, Egen. Kom igjen, snart. Kom igjen. Bra. Ok. Kommer over litt. Kølen tidlig.
We'll look over at Japan taking on Scotland. Japan winning earlier, Scotland at 0-1. And Ewan McDonald is facing multiple Japanese counters with his final stone. Looks like needs full forefoot.
Yeah, and he has to draw around a Japanese stone that's in the top of the forefoot.
Line's close. Line's really good. Line's really good. Line's perfect.
Well, he's got to get around everything and then sit on it. Past the one, it keeps going. How far will it go? And it looks like it comes down to just be a steal of one.
Yeah, that stone looked a hair overswept. A hair overswept by Team Scotland, but Japan controlling that game.
I think it would have been tough either way in order for Ewan there to get his one. I think if they don't sweep it, they probably crash on that one and still give up one.
Yeah, the line was a little tight.
Back in our feature game, China able to get one in behind, goes back button. Just when it looks like Norway has had something set up in a couple ends, it's been the Chinese back in making a great shot.
Yeah, taking advantage of the angles and the other stones in play.
A little rub on that top one, but not the end of the world there for Norway. That still leaves China lying one.
Yeah, and lots of red rocks in play. Chinese skip in third, running through their options. He's going to play the hit off this.
Well, shot stone behind the tee line, but I think an opportunity to protect it, knowing that it's a chance to get one if possible for Ulsrud if he draws down to it, but if he comes down deep, he may leave an out and a hit for Ulsrud to bring multiple score back into play.
Yeah, they've called for the corner freeze on the rock in the top of the forefoot. And they're just looking to control the angles and control the access to the yellow rock that's shot stone, the Team China rock that's shot stone. They did look at the hit, or the hit and roll, but that really didn't get them much. A little bit of a dangerous situation for Team China if Norway can get that rock out of play. I think this one needs to be in the rings.
Well, they want to corner that one, just overlap it, and that's in a perfect spot. China lies one back button.
Yeah, and well protected. There's the yellow-red run, but that may open things up for China to make a hit with their last stone. And the angles don't look great on that run from here.
Eller så drar vi frysen. Så har vi dem for 3. Drar frysen og har dem for 4 etterpå. Ikke det med fornufta? Enig med deg, så. Enten det eller den med en gang.
Like they lined up a possible blast. They are, I think, lining up a draw right now. The other out is the hit and roll off the sidewalk.
Yeah, I think that, you know, that may be the shot they're saving for the last rock as an emergency out. But
I think he wants to try and score now and make sure he gets one in there.
yeah, being down 3-0 is feels like a bit of a daunting task with Team China controlling the angles so well in this game. And when you've got a rock behind the tee line, taking advantage of that positioning is really critical.
Well, as they try and get this one right by, right down to it, great sweep. We'll look over sheet D as well. It is US, Canada. US leading 3-1. They just got 3. And John Schuster just made the hit and roll to the wing, to that one in the red one on the side. Looks like, are they trying to line it up, play the out-turn tap?
Yeah, it looks like Canada skip. Pat Simmons has the out-turn tap for 3 to get the 3 right back from Team USA.
Well, Pat Simmons is his front end. Nolan Thiessen, Carter Rycroft, got to get by the guard.
Clean is a good sign.
Let the crowd tell you if the shot's made. And Canada answers a 3 with 3 right back, so they lead the US 4-3. As we slide to the other side and our feature game, China and Norway. Zhang Jialiang is trying that hit and roll off the side, just ended up peeling it out. Is there, this ice, is he trying to play a little tap on his own? And
I think it's the pick for hoping to get 3.
Throw weight at it, try and catch it thin, and
just catch it thin, push that yellow stone out over the top of the back red one.
Had a similar shot past a guard in the first to Blankenend, ended up racking on it. Here he's got to get by.
Yep. Not playing any kind of crazy weight. Just control.
While trying to use Pedersen, Sva, catch it thin, push it over, and is it there for 3?
That's 3 for Team Norway.
So 3s are wild. Seeing him over on sheet D. Here, Ulsrud gets 3 and takes his first lead of the game. Took a while to get on the board, but they waited to score 3 in 3 with a very nice shot by the reigning world champion. Welcome back inside Scotiabank Center, home of the junior hockey team, the Halifax Mooseheads, who've relocated to the Halifax Forum for playoffs of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League Championships. They started their playoff round and vacated for curlers. As Norway and Thomas Ulsrud have a 3-2 lead. Howard Vad Pedersen get us going in the fourth end of play, and it's been a well-curled first 3 ends.
Really outstanding play by both teams. Each end has come down to whoever makes the last shot, whichever one that is, whether you have the hammer or not. World champion lead has put a stone in the control position for Norway in the top of the forefoot. And Team China looking to put up a corner guard, pull the play to the wings, control the wings, or the sides of our rings.
Well, that rock hadn't even come down, and Ulsrud had the broom down. He knows he's playing the out-turn guard, protecting that one top forefoot.
Well, there was quite a bit of discussion in the first 3 ends of the game. So their clocks, with this new think time, the clocks run while the teams are discussing options. So a great guard, well positioned. It forces Team China to come under center. It's so well positioned. They're going to play a rock to freeze to Team Norway's stone.
Wang Chenbao trying to put this one right on the corner. Little tap maybe. Just moves it a little bit. As that one comes to rest, we'll look over sheet C. Finland, Aku Koste taking on the Czech Republic and Yuri Sneedl. 2-2. Finish, skip, Koste with the hammer. Both these teams losing their first match earlier today.
Yeah, the pressures are on it right away for Team Finland. Needs a piece of the forefoot to prevent a steal.
Well, and sweeper's letting off, never a good sign, just doesn't have it. Will come up short, and it's a steal of 1. The Czech Republic, they take a 3-2 lead after 3 ends on sheet C.
And back to our featured game. Team China playing the run, or they got the straight peel there. And Norway's going to take this opportunity to replace that stone, knowing it is troublesome to Team China. They're going to put it right back.
Well, much higher guard, but still guards that lineup of stones and the angles in Canada's favor right now in the rings.
Yeah,
or in, pardon me, Norway's favor.
Yeah, with the movement that this ice has, so curling left to right and right to left being so significant, that rock is not actually guarding anything, but it is there visually. China's going to have to deal with it, and by choosing to handle the rocks in the rings, that center guard is going to get to stay there.
Yeah, but Anne, did they move that one far enough? Is there, it's 1-2 right now for Norway.
Yeah, I think they would like to have moved that to the back of the rings underneath their corner guard. So a little bit farther back 8 foot, but I think it's still in a pretty good position because it is accessible to Team China.
Kjapp, liten rulle. Vanlig. Gå rett der, Torgeir.
Vanlig.
Japp. Her. Ren, ren.
Med fart.
Ren, 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 ren.
Skal du spille dobbelt nå?
So Torgren noses that one. It's a lonely yellow.
Det var greit det der.
China's first end with the hammer in this game.
Kunne sånn som Steine spilte, kunne du lett spille dobbelt av den ytterste.
因为那球粘在上面。
把中间打开呢。
拿中间找的那个。那始终的中间，因为你，我那个是踏板是。
踏板。
So Team China is going to look to get to the nose or directly in front of their own stone and remove Team Norway's rock in the 4 foot. And this side of the ice just running real straight.
Yeah, it seems coming off the, because we are on a side sheet, so right next to the spectators there on sheet A. Are they a little bit, coming a little bit straighter going to the center?
Yeah, it just seems that their teams are getting fooled a little bit by that side. With nice down weight, there's finish, but it's very late.
Look there, the fans on the left side of your screen, and sheet of ice right next to it. It does always sometimes play a little bit differently than some of the middle sheets, but it hasn't been too much of a difference. I think they've just been caught at where to put the broom.
Yeah, and you know, could be a little bit of the players overthrowing it for the called shot, but I'd like to see the ice tightened up a little bit by both teams on that side of the ice and involve the sweepers.
Ja, kjør, kjør! Alt du har! Aldri av! Fortsett! Kom igjen! Kom igjen! Litt til! Litt til! Bra. Han var streng, for han trodde han lite is.
Well, wanting to guard it up as we'll look over sheet B. Japan, Scotland. Scotland not on the board yet, just gave up the steal in the third. And here, Ewan McDonald's final stone.
Yep.
Yeah, and facing several Japanese counters again in the 4th end of play. Needs the 4 foot. He does have backing.
Well, again, facing multiple stones, and this time Ewan McDonald able to come down, get his one. He's on the board, the 3-time world champ, down 2-1 after 4. Well, in our feature game on sheet A, was a little miscue. They were trying to peel, run that one back, get the one in the back of the 4 foot. They end up catching their own and removing it.
Yeah, and this puts Team Norway in a controlling position on this end.
Bare to! Siden av gul her. Her. Vi køller opp, det er køll over. Håvard nærmest. Bare to! Meter forbi og andre der. Skal dø på vekk av Håvard nærmest ved siden av andre.
Litt løsere. Vi køller over. Rent.
Stopper hvert øyeblikk nå.
So looking for a guard on the rocks and the rings here. Well thrown. It does leave that draw to the button for Team China.
And this is what we saw earlier on in last end. It was Ulsrud drawing down, wanting to make sure he got there first, knowing he may not have another opportunity.
Yeah, and if China can make this really good, I think Team Norway will have to sit on top of them and try and hold them to one.
Nei. Men så skal jeg være litt forsiktig med isen på avtalen. Men vi ser han nå. Han skal få shot, da. Ikke sant?
Ja, han køller lett opp til det, tror jeg.
Ja, men han skal ha corner freeze også, da.
Precision shot. It's in the sweeper's hands.
下线，
下线
我
太行，还行，还可以。
走，
拨了，拨了，
下线二，
我，力量够，力量够。别着急，别着急，别着急。
They do not want to go deep and allow a draw right down. They'll get in just for a shot stone.
And in a great position.
Is there anything other than just drawing right down to it?
There's the run back on this guard they just threw. But I think
Kommer ikke opp til nesa der.
Norway will be okay with Team China taking one here, holding them to one.
Jeg regner med at dere regnet med at han gjorde frysen, så dere hadde planlagt litt.
Nei, men han måtte gjøre den akkurat der, da. Ikke sant? Han stoppet akkurat. Han hadde vært en halv stand lenger, da. Eller halv stand kortere, så har han ikke måttet stoppe akkurat der.
Oi.
Men ja, her er det glatt.
Jeg synes du kunne tatt mer is.
Vi har videre spor enn dem, da. Så det kan være det ikke er like glatt.
Det er glatt der også.
Samme som du spilte nå, tenker jeg.
So the last shot for Team Norway in the fourth end is away. This rock is not to be a scoring rock. This rock is to prevent Team China. Oh, and it just...
Well, Howard had got up right away.
Yes.
Howard didn't. I think it leaves a little draw tap that a chance to score two.
Yeah, they definitely wanted that rock further out, away from the center line. I don't know if that
Pick something.
picked a little something. It definitely curled real early. It may have just been the weight thrown. But with that, this is not an easy shot. This is another precision shot for skip Zhang Zhaliang from Team China.
Well, trying to come down, has to move that one a bit. Chip it, roll in, get enough. And I don't think he will. Had to have more weight to move it far enough.
Yeah.
So just the one. And we are all square. 3 apiece through 4 ends. China, first time with the hammer, gets 1. 3-3. So we're through 4 ends of play.
Da får han ikke finish. Men det kommer der ute, så han skjedde på Torgersheim der ute. Jeg trodde det var mer enn nok is, ikke sant? For den siden ikke har kølt. Da kommer han. Da får han finish.
Well, here in Canada on the East Coast, in the Atlantic Ocean in Nova Scotia, capital city Halifax, in the Ford World Men's Curling Championship. Luke Coley and Swiss Helm, and we've got a beauty here so far. It just
Yeah, this is a great game.
one of the few times we haven't seen a last rock made, and it results in just a single point by China.
Yeah, so we're almost to the halfway point of this game, and I'll knot it up at 3, and lots of great shots. Now we've seen a new tactic for the first time. China electing to throw a tight guard instead of putting one in the rings.
Gjerne køle. I så fall. Kom igjen så. Litt til. Kom igjen så. Der ja, bra.
Må heller bare kjøre den inn etter hvert.
Ja, men jeg tenkte å dra rundt, jeg, for da hadde du blanken i
So center guard, and again, as Norway has done with lead stones, and they put the out-turn corner guard out in front to that side of the ice, the board side.
Yeah, they have been firm with that game plan. So
顶线，5，顶线啊，6，擦擦线路，擦擦线路，可以，可以，亮度。
So Wang Chinbo is going to try and draw around the center guard he put up with his first rock.
Hard, 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 hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Well, Wang able to get just around. Goes top of the forefoot,
Yeah,
but
and
is the room between.
it actually over-curled and came out the other side of their own guard. So Team Norway can see a bit of that.
Well, they play quiet weight, that if they do touch it, they will stay in play and rolls over. Let's look over at U.S.-Canada. 4-3, Canada got 3 right back after the U.S. scored 3. Broom out there, Tyler George III, and John Schuster. Angle raise here for big score right back.
Yeah.
John Schuster. Angle, get by it, stick it. Now where does it sit? It sits back 12 foot. There's one back 12. 2 on the top, and then they look at the top ones. It is 4 back by the U.S. You wouldn't have believed that one. You get 3, you give 3, and then get 4 right back.
That's a lot of crooked numbers happening over on Sheet D with the Battle of North America.
Defense optional?
I guess. But here on our feature sheet, we're on second stones. Looking for a nice little hit and roll.
This a little more open, a little more the way Norway would like to try and generate their deuce with the hammer. China's going to try and lump or congest all the stones together. Maybe a chance at a double to get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, the basic philosophies of teams with the hammer like the play to the outside edges of the sheet, to the wings, keeping a path to the forefoot open. And the team without the hammer likes to congest the center of the rings. And again, they hit and roll out in that spot. And Team China wondering if that rock hit the boards. It definitely hit the boards. So this is an interesting situation.
If it does come into play,
yeah,
a stone that probably could have been pulled. I think the officials will be discussing multiple officials, and they have headsets. They'll talk to each other. And
yeah, we'll see if someone's got a heads up on that. And, you know, it's one of those situations where the athletes themselves weren't 100% sure. So It's not unusual.
Well, for all the curlers out there, these come-arounds have, it's just easy.
So now we're going to confirm whether or not that China stone hit the boards, and
yeah, it definitely does, and
and bounces
the
back
guys,
into play.
Guys in the truck able to show you that one, and hopefully it does not come in and be a factor in the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's far out in the wings, but bumper curling is not one of the new rules in play this year.
No, that
at
was
the World
not
Championships.
one of the changes.
But it's an idea that maybe we should think about. Always looking for ways to improve.
I think some club
and
curlers would like
adjust
to
the
do
game.
that, to bounce it off, to try and get in there.
Yeah, so really opens up the angles if you play that. But
well, going shot for shot, back and forth to try and make these hits. Try and continue to score there too. We'll jump over Japan, Scotland. Japan trying to win their second game. They have the hammer here in the fifth end. Yusuke Morizumi, this Japanese skip that a lot of people calling a dark horse, or a lot of expectations on them. They've had some success recently, and now has to hit the paint.
Yeah, they've got to hit the painted part on the far end of the rings. Got everybody sweeping.
Well, all three of them out there trying to get it anywhere into the
Working.
paint.
Great sweep by Team Japan.
And a big scrub. They're able to get there too. So a 4-1 lead now for Japan.
Heading into the halftime, the fifth end break for them.
Zhao Duja able to make the hit. Rolls to the center here on sheet A.
And Norway's going to look to roll the opposite way. Roll back to the wings, keep some separation while staying shot stones 1 and 2. Great shot.
Well, hit, that'll roll to the side.
Yeah, Team China can see just enough of that stone that they are torn. Do you hit it directly or do you play the run back? So
well, good look there. That one come down. How you make that the hit, and the sweepers go through down the ice. Little roll to the side.
yeah, and they just play that really lovely control weight where they're not banging at stones to hit and move to the side. They're playing a really nice control weight by Team Norway. So Zhang Jialiang has elected to play the run back using his own stone.
No, never, never.
Trying to slash that into it. Goes over the top, too thin.
Yeah, and this gives Norway a chance to secure their score of 2 for sure, and even potentially put a 3 in play.
Now, is that the only option? Go behind?
No, I think you can put stones in, in any number of places, but the idea here for Team Norway is to make sure they score 2. They're in a fantastic position to do that. I think that Team China is going to play the hit and roll. So, exactly where you put this. I wouldn't mind putting it right in the back 12. Just say, okay, go ahead, make it. I'm going to still get my score of 2. But Norway sees an opportunity for 3 here, I think.
When they've had great success playing this out-turn come-around, they've been playing it in these odd ends all game.
Yeah.
Ooh, just by the
Wow.
guard.
Wow, what a great shot. Perfectly positioned.
There's no choice other than to hit this one and try and roll, and you basically have to concede 3 now.
Yeah, I think, you know, at some point you're hoping to only concede 2. Wow. Wow, great call, great sweep. Fantastic communication from a really veteran team.
Well, when
Pressure's
your
on-
back end has 23 appearances at a world championship combined,
Yeah.
that's some experience.
Yeah, that's an excellent look at the most experienced back end here at these championships. Maybe in the world right now.
Don't think there'd be another one that would be
Yeah.
able.
So Team China looking to hit and roll and hopefully stay.
Get any roll in behind.
Yeah.
Over towards them, get shot too. Wow.
What
They
a
didn't have
shot.
much room to go, but they get in behind. And our shot stone protected by that guard.
Yeah, that is the absolute best they could have done in this situation. And this puts a ton of pressure on Team Norway. The good thing for Team Norway is, like you've mentioned a couple of times, Luke, they have played this shot and turn and spot on the ice several times. So they really only need to move that rock 7 inches. So it's just heavy draw weight. Just tap it a bit.
It's just interesting where you put the broom and how much extra weight you add to the previous shot. You tighten up the broom. You don't want to overthrow this one. Let it go to your sweepers. Little tap.
Yeah,
But
just a small tap.
Kudos to the Chinese side, and
Yeah.
Jia Liang, he's able to basically put it. If he would have went down and placed a rock, that's where he would have put it.
That's where you would have put it. And it ups the pressure on Ulsrud. They're on, off, all the way off. It looks like a Gert.
Little tap, and there it is. So the second 3 of the game, Norway strikes again. Thomas Ulsrud gets 3 and will head to the break up 6-3 over China at the 2015 Ford World Men's Curling Championship.
Okay, we're gonna move the microphone. We can't hear you.
And looking back to the second end, one of the pivotal shots for Team China. Zhang Jialiang with his last stone, looking for a small hit and roll to the button. Beautifully thrown. Sets up his steal of 1. And Ulsrud, Team Norway, looking to run this back. Chip that China's stone out of play, and just doesn't curl for him there. Looks a little surprised. Head to the third end. Team Norway with a fantastic opportunity to score multiple points for the first time in the game. Looking to tap the yellow into the red into the yellow for a score of 3.
I think so, yeah.
Jævlig bra spretter dem.
Well, update here, Finland and the Czech Republic. They play here 5th end. And as the Czech Republic skip Aku Kosti, or pardon me, Yuri Sneedle taking on Aku Kosti of Finland as they get them all straightened up. Yuri Sneedle trying to play this in turn, try and make a little tap of that one. Catch the right angle, right to the back one that is shot stone. And look at that, right on the beak. There's 2 for the Czech Republic. As they take a look, it is 2. And the lead for the Czech Republic, 5-3 over Finland. As we look at that score along with all the other ones, Japan leading Scotland 4-1 in the 6th. They're trying to move to 2-0, while the U.S., that 4-ender in the 4th, has a 7-4 lead over Canada in what has been a back and forth. Defense not quite showing up here in game 1 for either side.
Yeah, there's a lot of rocks in play on Team USA versus Team Canada, as the scoreboard can attest. Team Norway abusing the camera and the cameraman a little bit during their 5th end break.
Nå skal vi pile litt, da. Vær litt nøye på Håvard sin første, som skal inn I huset. Men du, Torger, jeg vet ikke helt. Hva synes du? Vi har 3 opp. Hvis du drar begge inn, da får du gratis. Skal du dra tight guard, eller drar du begge inn? 6
哦，问题不大，还得加强，再狠点，还得有耐心啊。OK。他们先走，后手还是不着急，就一个站位就是。我后手站位是。
Well, the 5th end break, a lovely look at the Scotiabank Center here in Halifax, Canada. All 4 sheets in action here in draw 2. So we look at the percentages, the stats through 5 ends, 6-3, and pretty close percentage. Couple shots here and there, the difference by the skips. Advantage to the Norwegian side on the scoreboard and in the percentages. But the back end for China, they have made some shots that have, Norway looks like they're scoring 2 with the hammer, and just like that, it changes.
Yeah, it's a story of who makes the last shot in this game. There's been some outstanding shots played, and it's just such a tight game. And I think right now the advantage is going to Norway with their experience and setting up these multiple scores of 3 in a single game. So they take this control into the 6th end.
Nærmer seg nå. Knappen. 14-2.
So 6th end here. We're watching live coverage, our feature game. Norway taking on China. Thomas Olsrud, Zhang Jialiang. In their first action, this 6th end, Luke Coley and Swiss Elm. And those 3s definitely jump out at you on that scoreboard.
Yeah, they sure do. And China's going to take, I think, being in the second half of the game, they're going to take some risks and work really hard. To score 2 points this end.
And that's not going to help the first guard. A difficult place for China and them to be throwing at that point. Obviously, a lot of people watching other games and shots being made by their side.
Yeah, that's a pretty common occurrence in the 6th end. After that 5th end break, the ice crew runs the mops. The ice changes just a hair between the end of the 5th end and the start of the 6th end, and it's a little bit faster generally in arena ice. So as you can see, Team China just slipped into the rings.
Well, and a rare peel by Havard Vad Pedersen at 90% on the game.
Yeah, and it was a perfectly executed peel. Leads don't often get to throw that kind of weight and that kind of shot. It's a pretty fun shot for a lead to get to throw.
You're not speaking from experience, are you there, Ann?
I might be, but you know what that means? It means that you're up in the score and you are controlling the game. So that's what makes it as much fun as it being unique from what you normally get to throw.
Well, Norway with the lead. We'll see how they do in the defense of this 3-point lead. Going to look to play the peels. Christopher Sva will continue the peel game.
And well-executed peel. And Team China is going to play the corner guard again. They are changing which side of the ice they put the rock on, which is, I think, a great plan. Don't let a team throw the same shot against you 2 times in a row if you can help it.
Saw the number 65% for Badushin. Just put it in a different spot. Force the peel to be a little bit different.
Yeah, just make Team Norway think about the ice, think about the shot, and you can maybe see the difference in the game right here. Christopher Sva playing 95%. And
that's a big difference, that 95 to 65 at the second position.
Yeah, that is significant.
Well, we'll see another guard go up, and there's a look. A lot of rocks in play again, even with the U.S. with a 3-point lead. Still, an aggressive style from both sides, and Pat Simmons gonna play a hit here. You saw the angles there briefly. I think if he has a chance to play the big weight, can he blast it out? Maybe 2, maybe 3 if he can spill that top one enough?
Yeah, he's gonna have to get these rocks moving. Hit just on the inside of the top rock. There he gets it going.
And it looks there, he's able to push it out to get 2. They were 4th shot in the back. Throws a harder stone, he might get 3, but I think it wasn't worth it at that point. They get their 2, and again, just that one single point in the first end by Canada. Otherwise, it's been multiple points.
Yeah, it's crooked numbers only for the most part over on sheet D.
And neither side wanting to keep it open. They would rather play with lots of stones in the house and out in front. Well, our game here, pretty simple, 6th end from Norway.
Yeah, and it all goes back to that first stone thrown by the lead. When it slipped into the rings for Team China, it allowed Norway to just control. And now Team China has elected to bail on taking 2 points. And the plays now in the rings, and everything's very simple. It's all just simple execution at this point.
Well, and both teams will be able to save a bit of time as well. They have been going pretty quickly, or a lot of discussion in the first few ends. Here they'll save some of that.
And Zhao Duja playing at 75% at third. Really on par with Torga Norgard from Team Norway. It's a great head-to-head matchup statistically.
Well, Ulsrud already down there. He won the Norwegian championship. And little change in the way they do it. Used to be a selection process, and now they were able to win. They won their championship and go as Norwegian champions. Sometimes even the team that has won the Norwegian national championship hasn't gone on. It's been a selection, and actually it was Thomas defeating their alternate, Marcus Højberg.
Højberg in the final.
A good up-and-coming team also in Norway, and similar to Thomas and Torger when they were the alternate at times with Paul Truelsen.
Paul Truelsen, yes. So who's now their coach and head of the Norwegian Curling Federation.
heavily involved with that. And as a coach, it's always interesting to see which pants they wear, because as a team member has to wear the same uniform and wears the same thing.
Yeah, and one of the most famous curlers on the ice isn't a curler at all, is the pants of Team Norway. I think there's a Facebook page with over 500,000 followers.
So just trading hits, and Thomas will want to roll into the heart of the rings here to force a long rollout by China.
And they're just cleaning. Well executed shot there.
Good one.
Bra omgang. Åpna pilkonto, som hva sier du?
Får dere litt næring? Halvsekund hardere på siste. Kommer litt tight og snakker litt. Men
Der ute bare
det er ikke så bra som det kan være, da.
Nei, jeg skjønner. Jeg tror jeg fikk i bakhuet grunnen.
And some perspective camera work there. For the skip's final hit and roll out is the attempt here.
Clean. Hey. Clean.
Easily done. So the first blank of the game, and it'll be China retaining the hammer into the 7th end. It's still 6-3, Norway on top.
Det så ut som den der steinen til Håvard. Køla ikke mye på pil. Så selv om vi skal pile innenfra, så kan henne gå helt spikrett.
Well, look at that line score. The first blank of the game, and right now Norway has no problem allowing those, but China will have to go on the aggressive, try and get some points as they are down by 3.
Yeah, and the way Team China is going to do that is by executing real precision shots with the leads rocks. Those first 2 rocks in the free guard zone are critical for them making a little headway on that Norwegian lead.
Well, Wang Chenbao try and get this corner guard out in front, play the out turn. Again, playing in this path, we Saw it set up for Norway using it a couple times. They've had a good look at it. First stone top of the 8-foot. They bring another one in. If you're Norway with the 3-point lead in 7.
You know, they don't love the positioning of the first rock that Havard threw. So they're going to try and make this one a little bit better. Might be playing a little tick. No. Going for T-line.
So interesting thing, Howard Van Pedersen, a great athlete, very good shape. We have a marathon time from him in 2007, 3:25:23.
Wow.
Just finishing a marathon is
impressive.
Quite the achievement. All these guys in great shape to do what they do.
Yeah, they train just relentlessly in order to compete at this level.
So going the 2 corner guards. It was last end. Chen Bao slid his first guard into the rings, which didn't allow him to get any sort of game set up as far as guards. Those ones perfectly on the Ford logos on opposite sides.
Yeah, and the 19-year-old lead from Team China comes back with 2 beautiful stones in the 7th end. Perfectly positioned.
And Christopher Sva, also known as Bumpy.
Bumpy, yep.
And you heard the sweep call. You might think, why? Maybe trying to touch that one, top of the 8-foot, open up that one that gets in behind?
Yeah, I think just trying to change some of the positioning of those rocks in the rings. And their own rocks, they kind of see a little bit of danger with one top 8 and the other back 4-foot. So Ba Duchen being asked to take advantage of that rock on the back 4-foot by playing down to it, in front of it, using it as a back guard.
Oh, twice in a game, the back guard.
The back guard.
Well, that one will come up short and doesn't have the line. As that one comes to rest, we'll look over Finland, Czech Republic. Czech Republic lies 1 back of the 4-foot. And Aku Koste, the Finnish skip, trying to raise that one and make the double. Will spill it in, and pretty close. He gets his 1. Was trying to hope to make that double and get the 2nd.
It's a pretty complicated way to take your single point there, but you know, it keeps the game close over there. 1-point lead by the Czech Republic.
I think that Finnish team is hands down most hair of any team.
Absolutely, it's fantastic.
Well, get a little inside. They roll a bit further than they wanted to. Because they just roll the center line. It's a better spot, right?
Yeah, they just wanted to stay a little bit closer to center. So Team China looking for a hit and roll under that corner guard.
Oh, well, jam that one, roll the shooter out. Anyway, you're trying to generate offense, you need to keep your shooter around, though.
Yeah, you have to keep the shooter in play.
Corneren. Han så ruller, så
Det er 7. ved 3 opp. Ta corneren. Det er lov til Ole Ingvaldsen for livet.
And the problem with not keeping a shooter is there should be no yellow stones after this one is thrown by Torger Nergard.
Yeah, and we should get a good look at a lift delivery here. Oh, and we just... Torger is one of the few players in the game that uses multiple techniques for shots. On peels, he lifts.
Well, you asked for it, you get it, Ann. Here's
here
the
we go.
backswing.
Yeah, this is a great backswing. On any kind of touch shots, the rock doesn't leave the ice for Torger. And that was a great peel with a nice backswing.
And you'll notice a difference with the Chinese team. Very textbook, very mechanical and straight. Rock doesn't leave the ice, and all their deliveries look almost identical.
Yeah, which I think actually simplifies the game in some way for the skips. They're looking at the same kind of release, the same kind of rotation on the rocks. They can read the ice really well.
Well, that one, it comes down. They use that one as a bit of a back guard.
Yeah.
We see, I think there's enough of that for, in the U.S., Canada. John Schuster, his last stone coming up. Canada was able to try and put some pressure with some guards out in front. A chance at a double.
Yeah, looking for a double takeout here.
Never.
Whoa, whoa.
Never.
Sorry, guys. That's my bad. Go.
And you heard John right away. My bad. Sorry, guys. I don't think he threw it. They might have set it out just a little bit upon the release.
He didn't like the way he threw it. So that's all tied up. That game's all tied up over there. So, and again, no lack of rocks in play.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it was at one point a 7-4 game. A 3-1 game.
Yeah.
Deciding keep with the same strategy, but
yeah, and now China with that great draw, taking advantage again of the rock in the back of the forefoot. Team Norway is gonna try and move some granite here.
Torger will play.
Peel weight.
Room to pick this one straight out.
Oh.
Mistake there. It catches it too thin.
Yeah, the good news is that he took his back one off as well. So now China's going to get a chance to create a little bit of separation and sit 1 and 2 in the rings.
Here's a look catching it. Just feathered that one and was just rode that center line the whole way down. Want to try and get a little roll if they can. They want to get a bit of separation of these stones without jamming on their back one.
Nice shot.
And just making the double a little more difficult. So do you play the hit and roll right now and then try a double on your last if you're Ulsrud?
I think that's probably goes real steep if you I think you want to force Team China to make the hardest shot possible, and that would be to hit and navigate their own rock in the back. So I think Thomas and Team Norway is going to try and hit and roll in front of Team China's stone. And this one's curling quite a bit.
Well, they'll roll the other way. Not really what they wanted, because now the stones are further apart. Still shot stone.
Yeah. The good news is that Team China has played the hit out here a couple of times this game, and they've rolled out in the first end and then again in the fifth end. So
或者放一点，这个可以。OK， 这边直一点，长一线，这一点还行。要再往外就不行。
Team China is going to look to hit and stick on this one. Set the broom down and throw it beautifully in order to sit 1 and 2. And get back into this game.
Yeah, if it does roll, they want to roll away from their other one, but need to stay in the rings.
Han skal ikke være veldig hard for å rulle. Han har i hvert fall is for å rulle utover. Han har i hvert fall is for å rulle utover.
长一线，走，欠3秒啊！
长一线。
Smooth, steady technique from Zhang Zhaliang. Skip from Team China.
And right on the nose, so well spread out. One mistake, and Alsrud now have to throw this real hard if to make a double.
Yeah, but with this is the time to do it with these rocks in this ice conditions. So the critical thing for Team Norway is to remove one of those stones. So, but the angle's favorable for the double.
It is. It's just a cross house. Thomas can throw it hard.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to use it very often.
No, but now Thomas's technique, that rock never leaves the ice, no matter what weight he's throwing.
Whoa! Whoa!
While hoping to make sure he gets some of that one, and just too thin.
Leaves a draw to the paint for Team China to score their 2 points.
And they needed to create some offense, and they're able to do that by using those stones as back guards.
Yeah, they did a great job of that this end. You're doing a great job of using my new phrase.
I hope our viewers don't get tired of me trying to use it for you. Oh, Zhang Jieliang has to hit paint and the rings in order to get a second point, make it a 1-point game.
Yeah, this is all sweepers. Well done.
It was a casual sweep, but no real worry. Gets it into the forefoot. A 2 on the board for China. They're within 1, but Norway gets the hammer. We'll head to 8 here in Halifax in the Ford World Men's Curling Championship. Well, the Canadian Maple Leaf hangs here in the rafters of the Scotiabank Center. Luke Coley and Swiss Helm. As we play end 8 of draw 2 coverage. China taking on Norway. Zhang Jialiang able to get his 2, pull within 1. And now a pivotal end, as normally comes down to close games. 8th end, very important.
Yeah, it's just critical to executing a game plan. Whoever scores an 8, essentially, they win a significant portion of the time on tied or close games. And with Team Norway being up in the score by a single point, even scoring 1 point here puts Norway in control.
And knowing the importance, they are playing the tick shot.
Yeah, so they're just looking to move the China stone off the center of the ice. They can't take it all the way out of play. And
rolls to the corner, pushes that one in. It can be removed on the next one if they want.
yeah, that's just a great shot. That's where the corner guards have been throwing. That's where they've been placing
the leads
them.
there. 91 and 89% from his counterpart, though.
Really comparable. The interesting statistical thing is the lead from China hasn't thrown a single hit.
And I think just the one probably for Howard, it was probably just the one that he played on appeal. So centerline guard goes out in front.
Howard had a couple of light ticks around guards and a couple more hits, but...
Update here, Sheet B, Ewan McDonald, 4-1. He's down, needs a chance to score a couple, though, at this position. The veteran Skip now, his second straight Skip appearance. Of course, he's won it 3 times as a second and a third. Will make the hit. Rolls to lie 2, and you can put those on the board for a 4-3. Japan lead. Japan is the hammer in 8. So no tick shot on the second of lead stones.
No, it's really not necessary when they've got rocks in the controlling position. And in particular with that stone of Team China's crossing center line, not in the ideal position.
Well, they're trying to make the roll. They'll end up nosing it, stay out of the rings. Well, Christopher Sva, perfect on his hits. Ba Duxin, though, struggling with his hits, and that's the difference, 96 to 68%. As we'll see.
Yeah.
More than likely hits throughout for Christopher Sva.
It's hitting a little thin, but no problem. Now there's 2 corner guards.
Well, as you look in that scenario, Czech Republic, Finland, close who is shot stone at the moment, but Yuri Snitil is looking to make a push, try and get the Czech Republic looking towards the Olympics in 2018.
Yeah, they were 1 win away from being at the games in 2014.
And here, looking to punch that one through. Will they sit? Will roll too far, but still gets 2 and up 7-4 after 7. So after dropping their first, looking to rebound here this evening.
Yeah, and Team China working hard to set up a steal here in the 8th end, being down 1 to Team Norway in our feature game. Norway looking to remove a center guard. And they're going to clip their own corner guard.
They're hoping to get rid of 2 guards in one, but it wasn't their own. They're hoping to catch the yellow.
Yeah, they were looking to get rid of the other one.
We'll look over final stone, USA, Canada.
And a miscue with the skips first has set up Canada for 2 rocks in the rings. John Schuster, a little better than full 8 to get his 1 point in 9.
Yeah, that's a number, whatever that was.
In 7. Sorry about that.
So they get their 1, 8-7. I saw a lot of points put up, and now just a couple singles back and forth. 1 point USA lead is.
Yeah, and Team China executes a great come around, which puts Team Norway on the offense. They've been hitting all end, and now they're going to play a freeze underneath this corner.
Well, in this call, you talked about the importance and that we want to score it. Let's draw right now. I think if it's a different end, maybe you're playing the run back.
Yeah, in an earlier end, you're probably playing a defense for 1 more rock.
That is just, they knew they had some space. They get around, they get right down to it, and lock it on just enough of an angle to be shot stone.
Yeah, they held the angle at the end there. It was really starting to curl. They could have easily have lost shot stone underneath that. But this one's all over the front. Looks a little light.
So now it just, Skip's just trying to make something of it. Just think, what can I do? Over curls that top one, and there's another guard out in front.
Yeah, I think Norway's just going to split the rings. It's a pretty big target on the wide open side of the sheet.
Well, Zhao Duja out curling Torger Nergard right now at the 3rd position, but side of the forefoot's where they want this.
Yep. They'd like to be right on the tee line. This one's looking a little hot.
Well, they want to be 1-2, and they're not going to be. It's just too much there for Torger.
Yeah, that's that quick spot that bit the lead for Team China in the 6th end. So maybe the speed's hanging on there, those inside-out draws. Quick spot on the ice, and overthrown just a hair. So Team China is going to get a chance at this corner guard again. Team China looking to lock the stone on top of the 2 stones in the rings here.
Well, they got to keep the angle, though.
Got to hold the angle.
And they touch the front, so they won't get by. It's still a usable stone. But another opportunity at this draw for Ulsrud and Team Norway.
Yeah, this is really the control shot here. But as we've seen from Team China, they can make the hit and roll to the specific spot.
They have done that.
I think they want to be right on the tee line, split the tee line here for Team Norway.
hard. Må gå på, gutter. Må du gå på. Hard. Hard!
Yes!
Hard!
And sweepers are really working this one.
Ja, litt til da. Og litt unna, så vi får firefoten opp.
Hva skjedde med til Torget?
So we've seen one go deep, one go short. Are they caught in a spot or a couple of stones that aren't the same speed? So you see the difference in the fourth stones. Two skips, Zhang Jialiang and Thomas Olsrud.
Yeah, it would be great if I could speak Norwegian. I'd be able to give you a bit of an idea if they how the communication went there. But you know, with Torgeir Norgard's rock going deep, you know, maybe a slight over adjustment in reading the ice speed, or just underthrown a bit. So we're getting a little look at the ice speed. Team China looking to take advantage of the two last rocks by Team Norway, one deep and one light.
Got to get by the front, get by, and again we'll touch the front. Slide in, so still Norway is lying shot stone.
Now how do they get in? They got to navigate lots of rocks in play.
Litt mindre, Torgeir. Litt mindre.
Well, there's the sweep.
Just moved a little bit more than they anticipated, and we're a little late calling the sweep for the curl there. Looked like weight was really nice. The good news is it forces Team Norway to the outside of the sheet. It makes the spot on the rings they've got to hit much smaller. Huge opportunity for Team Norway to take a 3-point lead after 8 ends. This stone needs to be a little bit better than full 8 foot.
He's been very successful in his 70 career wins at the Worlds and capitalizing on mistakes.
Yeah.
And here, he's looking to do the same to get a second point. Pedersen Sva take that one right in there, so a crucial second point restores their 3-point lead here in their first game of the World Championship.
Ja, du kan ikke sammenligne de to dragningene du så på nå. Nei, den her siste flipper jeg som jeg...
Well, back inside, a 3-point lead. Norway over top of China. Luke Coley and Swisshelm draw 2 coverage.
Se opp av deg, se lang ut. Strøken linje. 14 blank. Ser bra ut på klokka.
Jeg tror jeg holder med igjen, eller?
Ja, jeg holder med igjen.
So first stone in this end goes back 4 foot deeper than where Hubbard would have liked.
Yeah, they wanted that rock in the top of the rings, in the control position, top 4 foot, even top 8 foot would be great. The back of the rings, you might see, you know, I'm not sure, but Norway might elect to remove that rock, knowing the kind of trouble it gave them in the 7th end. Nope, they're going to put one top 8 foot. Oh,
they're just going to throw this one away.
Okay.
They don't want to complicate it.
Yeah, they saw the dilemma that was. Team China putting up a second corner guard. Looking to position this rock directly opposite and level with the other corner guard.
Well, look over sheet B, and that is a lot of red granite. That is a nightmare for Scotland, and they don't have any more to throw. So a hit here and stick. Yusuke Morizumi has a chance at 6. It's the highest score in an end at World Championship, been done numerous times. Last time was actually David Murdoch against John Schuster of the US in 2009, but the rollout and only 5, but enough to put a W in the column for Japan.
Yeah, and a great 2-0 start for Team Japan, and a disappointing 0-2 day for Team Scotland.
Yeah, Japan with a win in draw 1 against Russia. Now they beat Scotland. Japan next will take on the Czech Republic tomorrow afternoon in draw 4, while Scotland will have to rebound against Finland in their lone game tomorrow. Yeah, quickly saw the chance at it. It was David Murdoch. Chance to score. He's here as their alternate with Ewan McDonald. They scored a 6 against John Schuster, who's here with Team USA in 2009.
Yeah, and there was an uncharacteristic miss by Christopher Sva with his first rock. And looking to make amends here with a peel. Maybe even a run back. Nope, looking at the straight peel, being up by 3.
Well, looking to replace the guard.
Yeah, and that over curls just a hair.
Now over sheet C, Finland, Czech Republic, 7-4, Czech Republic leading, but Aku Koste, final stone. Chance here, get a couple back, get within 1. He can make this one
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for Team Finland to capitalize on a last stone miss by the Czech Republic.
Yeah, these extra points become key. Trying to come back. You got a lot of rocks in play. A lot of yellow in there, but the ones that count are in the forefoot, and it's 2 for Finland, 7-6. They're through 8. What a little touch of that guard. Trying to get by. Moves it into a different spot behind the tee line.
Yeah, that's a bit of a double disaster, that kind of tick, and you didn't remove the guard and you didn't remove the rock in the rings. So China with an excellent opportunity to get a score of multiple points.
Well, Norway will need to clean things up a little bit. They've been a little sloppy in this 9th end.
3次之间，下原则。3，进营先进营，大边进营，进营没问题。2，大边啊，大边。我。上一来多根身，哎，闪。Ja, litt kjapp. Samme fart. Det er dumt hvis du ruller bare en stein dit, så dobler han og ruller tilbake rundt. Da. Så må man enten rulle han eller drite opp. Samme fart. Fart! Fart!
Sweepers really working that in the beginning, then right off at the end.
China was able to get another one in there, trying to just keep some stones around.
And it is absolutely buried behind the corner guard. Zhao Duja with the chance to hit and roll and put another rock under that corner guard.
Well, the tap sits in front, and we'll look over sheet D, USA, Canada, US line 1-2. And I think all that Pat Simmons' Team Canada has hit that one back forefoot and take one.
Yeah, looking for a hit and stick, tie this game up, keep the hammer in the even ends.
It's good. Whoa, easy, easy. Clean.
So wants to, just a quiet hit. Now, Thiessen, Rycroft got a hold at second shot. Belongs to the States. It's really going. They have enough to remove it out a second shot, and they'll get it what looks like far enough. It's going to be one for the US. But they'll look at the second one to make sure. As Norway on the right side of your screen makes a little hit and roll. And it is, saw the indication, just a single over there. So single point stolen from by the States. And
that's a huge point in the 8th end for Team USA. On our feature sheet,
well, first to skip stones now. Zhang Jia Liang. Do you try and play the double now? Lie 2?
I think you need to deal with the stones in the forefoot. I wouldn't mind removing just one, playing it kind of across the face and rolling to the far side of the sheet. you know, when you're down 3 and you're playing the 9th end, you need a great shot. You need a great shot, and I think this opportunity for Team China to separate the stones and force Team Norway to make a real difficult hit would be outstanding. So we get a shot of Thomas Olsrud waving to someone in the crowd.
It's not a world championship, not
Yeah.
very relaxed out there. See if Zhang can make the double, spill it out, and it is made. No doubt hit will be played here.
Yeah.
Look at this double made by Team China. Spill them both out. Always nice to hear when your sweeper's on, off, on, off. Know you're close.
Yeah, it's actually a real good feeling as a sweeper. So Team Norway looking to remove the stone in the top 8 foot and roll underneath cover. Just hung a little straight on him there.
Well, and for them, giving up 2 isn't the end of the world. Obviously, you'd want it to get the force.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to give up 3.
Yeah, and with a couple of miscues early in this end for Team Norway, a score of 2 by Team China might feel like a bit of a victory.
Yeah, they were a little bit sloppy, not executing to what they had earlier in the game.
Simple shot, but a real critical shot for Team China.
Have to make the hit and stick around. There's the hit, stick around, and there's the deuce. So a 1-point game, 1 end remaining. That'll be Norway with the hammer. And they'll look to hold on here in draw 2. It's 8-7, Norway leading.
一不好分。对，还是先站。假如说他都给分成偏好，那到加个第1个就往后边上去选，让他2球，最后让那个时候是锻炼的时候，这个让自己的球就是全神贯注的把这球先投。
Well, there's the scoreboard Lots of twos here in the second half, but those 2 threes early have Norway on top 8-7. Welcome back here to Halifax. Luke Coley and Swiss Helmer. Featured game Norway and China. 10th end Ford World Men's Curling Championship. It is day 1 and draw 2. Both these teams first time out on the ice here this evening. One final already. Japan defeating Scotland. And Japan early on top of the leaderboard at 2-0.
And Team China's lead executes a great shot, the long center guard. Team China is going to have to steal their way to victory here, being down 1 without the hammer, playing the 10th end. And we're going to get a chance at seeing the tick shot one more time from Team Norway.
Sure, perfect world if China at the end is forcing Ulsrud to throw against 2 stones. Well, they punch it off the center line, roll the shooter off to the side.
That's just a great shot. It really is a control shot. You know, the idea to open up the path to the forefoot, don't let China hide a rock close to the center of the rings.
And don't let anyone tell you lead stones don't matter. As you look at the tick, moving that one over.
You know, lead stones may not win you the game. May not. They can definitely lose the game for you if they don't set up the strategy. Fine shot there. Now we're going to get to see a second tick based on placement of these stones.
Ganske lik. Touch løser det kanskje.
Well, they got some work to try and hold this one.
Curling quite a bit.
And just miss it. Little difference, it was a little tighter to the rings.
Yeah, and they used the same ice, I think. So
there's a miss that now China can use to try and come around.
this rock needs to be full 4, maybe even touching the button. This for China is the game tying point. If they can put Ba Duxin's rock in a real good place. It's just not curling enough just yet. Gotta finish.
Well, it's hit the side of the forefoot.
Couple options for Norway. They could hit it while they see it, or they could play the run, and they've chosen to play the run.
Important thing is the way you miss it with the straight peel.
Yeah. And they're going to get the straight peel.
Okay.
With the run back not being made, now leaves the chance. Set up, guard this one perfectly.
Yeah, guard this one perfectly, and the path to the forefoot on the other side is tough. So straight peel here.
Så vi bare må rippe garden her, så ser vi hva slag vi får, tror du ikke det?
Ja, men jeg
Du
tror
har ikke noe dragning der, da? Hæ? Du har ikke noe
Du har
dragning?
ikke noe dragning på Altan, så
Ja, det tror jeg du har, altså.
So again, just straight peel.
Altan har du dragning.
Shot stone in the forefoot.
They're sweeping this one all the way in early. Now they're right off. Over and up.
Well, a little bit of an opening, and they discuss things on sheet A. Over to sheet C, Finland, Czech Republic, Yuri Sneedl facing one on the button. Aku Koste putting the pressure on. It's a possible tying point. Still, the steal is available right now, but Sneedl try and get down to it. Has to get to the nose, but has to get by the guard first. His brother, Martin Sneedl, Kitzberger on the sweep, can't get by, and it is a stolen point, so 7-7, all square. Well, our game, it was a hit, a little roll to the wing. Torgeir Nergard.
Yeah, Norway electing to remove that stone off the forefoot when that guard came up pretty long for Team China. So now Team China wants to rock high here. They know they need the guard in order to steal, to force Norway to make a great shot.
Well, now that actually if that redstone wasn't in the rings, it could be a straight peel of that tight guard, which is the danger rock for Norway. But the double peel is the call now for Torgeir Nergard. So they'll catch the red one in the side. It was quite wide. It didn't really.
Yeah, it opened up that entire side of the sheet, though, very clearly. China's got a good situation, though. They have a guard. You know, so often we see in these games with the peel proficiency and by these teams at this level, there's no guards left or only a guard on the side. Zhang Liang needs to put this rock top four undercover and force Team Norway into the most difficult shots possible in those for their last two rocks.
Well, playing the draw and just 67% on his 9 draws. Zhang Liang.
Sometimes it's not how many you make, it's which ones you make.
Well, again, a potential tying point if he can get this in a good position. And on these come rounds, they're just a lot of room past the guard and stay open. Now do you try the peel in there to try and run it into it, or just move it and keep your shooter?
I think they play, you know, the straight run back is probably way to that foot.
Du kan ta den, da.
Ser du? Stopp klokka.
Hvis du har shotten, ikke du kan klare å dra like.
Du mener kanskje dra dårligere neste gang? Da flørter du ganske bra med dette her, da.
Du ser jo med nok for sånn bort.
Ja, det gjør du.
Hvis du skjer bort, så drar den jo her eller noe doble, da. Og da er det gale rein. Ja, hvis du slår bort den, så må du rundt. Ja, men det er et mulig å gjøre, da. Ja, ja. Så jeg har litt den.
Well, a lengthy look here. Decide, just gonna, with that broom, looks like just a straight peel.
Yeah, it may even be to pick the one off the button. Knowing that they don't need to score a point to win this game. They just need to prevent Team China from scoring. So it was after much discussion.
You get rid of it and you're not going to be facing two with your last shot.
Yeah.
Well, by front, won't will crash on actually this one.
So Team China, great opportunity here to steal, force this game into an extra end.
Well, they're in a great position for that potential tying point.
They are one per.
Put this one generating the rings.
I think crashing is directly in front of your stone.
Skipping at his first World Championship. The long guard, I think it's in front, but I think there's room to get at that one.
Yeah, I think you just play back ring weight here for Team Norway.
Det kommer mye på slutten.
Tror du bakkant 8?
Ja, kan heller ta litt tight i som går.
Ja, det er det jeg mener. Får mindre! Bare bakkant 8, altså. Heavy draw. Dytten, 2 stein.
Potential game-winning shot here for Team Norway.
Well, he's playing that quiet weight. It just has to move that one back, get to the nose. There's definitely room around that guard.
Yeah, the guard is a little long, but it is perfectly placed in front of shot stone.
So final stone here, Thomas Olsrud.
Backline! Backline! Ingenting!
Ingenting. Backline! Ikke drag da.
Backline!
Waiting for it to make that move. Nothing from the sweepers. Tap it back, stick around far enough. And now which one sits? It spins back at the end. And I think that little spin did it for the win.
And there
it is. So the little spin, it's enough. Ulsrud able to hold on and pick up the victory, 9-7.
Get another look at these. Last shot for the win. Gets the little backspin off that sharp rock thrown by Thomas Ulsrud and Team Norway. Gets the victory, 9-7. So we're going to take a look at the exciting Battle of North America, Team USA versus Team Canada. Last stone of the ninth end, Team Canada looking to make a delicate control weight double takeout for a big score of 3 points.
Easy.
Team Canada looking for a double takeout and a stick in the rings for a score of 3 and a 10-9 lead going into the final end of that game. The crowd here at the Scotiabank Centre enjoying that double takeout by Pat Simmons and Team Canada. Well, if you stick around with us here, we're going to take a look at the final end of Team Finland versus Team Czech Republic. The game's in a timeout here. Czech Republic trying to decide how to attack this last position.
And we got easy slash. Nose is good, but good roll is also pretty good. Takže musíme vlastně nezůstat venku, no. Takovej, že komora nebo lehký se otočit. Hek. Takhle budu otočit. Okay.
So the Czech Republic has decided that the trouble rock is Team Finland's rock in the top 8 foot.
Okay. Na střed hrajem.
So the Czech Republic has the hammer in this game. It's all tied up, 7-7. Yuri Snitil's first stone of the 10th end is away. Looking for a hit and roll. Just a simple little down weight. Hit and roll to the center. Puts Team Finland in a tough spot. They need to move the rock off the top of the button.
Asi už nelezí na čistou komoru, ale
voima.
není zdý.
Niin. Se pitää kuitenkin niinku yli 2 kiven mittaa pitää liikkua. Joo. Niin lähet kun uskalletaan noin. Tavallaan kaikista paras olisi kun pääsis vähän yliposkeen, mutta se on vähän liikaa toivottu ehkä tosta. Ja mitähän me veikataan? Tommonen. Joo. Näyttääkö? Mä luulen, että se on.
So the shot selection was simple, but exactly how to play it is the question. They need to move it a couple of feet. I think Team Finland would like to keep the Czech Republic rock in play, using it to hold them on the rings. Aku Kaoste with his final rock of the 10th end.
Hei! Hei! Irti! Irti! Mukana! Hei! 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 Joo! Joo! Kova! 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 Kova nyt! Kova! 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 Kova!
Oh, so close. Just came up a hair short, hair light in weight. Great line on that shot. They were waiting for line and just got close to the center, and speed came off pretty quick. Czech Republic takes an 8-7 victory over Team Finland. Puts Czech Republic at 1-1 for the day, and Team Finland at 0-2 after the first 2 games of the day of the event.
Absolutely paper by.
Yeah.
I think this one in is all we can do.
This one?
Yeah.
We can try the double right now too.
We can do that too.
I don't mind doing that one. If you do that one now, you can probably open something up for a second shot.
We got to stick it though. Like I don't want to throw it very hard because they kind of want to keep their rock corner frozen.
2 shots.
I mean, it's either the double peel or this one, right? Or just this short one in here. Try to just kind of stick it.
You can't throw it with a lot of weight anyways because you got to make sure your end doesn't spill too far with that angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we make the double peel, it should move everything around. I think that's better than playing this now while we have it open.
What's that?
I think
I don't know.
I think the double peel. It's like it gives us a chance to bail out now.
Yeah, I think maybe we got to play a double peel right now.
I like it across, yep.
Yeah.
Across and into the pile.
That's better than playing that in now while we have it.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be there anyways.
Be there.
Okay.
Even if you just pick it straight off, I mean, it's working better than me.
So here we are, looking in at the last game, the last end of the last game on day 1 of the 2015 Ford World Men's Curling Championships. And took a listen on Team USA's use of their single timeout, and the team decided to play a double peel here. We're on thirds, second stone.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Play plan B. Screw it. Sorry, guys.
And third, Tyler George, just a little wide on that one. And
Yeah, he won't shoot on his first one.
No.
We still on?
This one on the side is.
That's big.
Well, those are the voices of the Canadian front end talking about.
Just 2/3.
Where's the spot?
2/3.
Yeah, 2/3.
2/3 started.
so they're talking 2/3, which is placement of the guard. They want it just above the the Ford logo closest to the house.
Well, as we jump in, we can see some of the numbers from Pat Simmons. 71% on the draws. Made a great shot in the 9th end in order to get 3 points and the lead.
Line's good.
Line's good. Right here.
Yeah, after throwing a touch weight double takeout 9, he gets to throw a guard with his first rock in 10. That's a pretty nice situation.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good stuff.
He's gonna have to make a run back.
How do we play it now, though?
Well, again, the
And I guess we
discussion.
could still play this, but I don't think we're shot anymore. Although, I make this kind of soft, over the top. This is an open rock, and you gotta guard it.
Yeah.
I don't have that much time anymore. I think we got a slash. I don't think we have a choice. Let's make it now.
Okay.
Inch off the edge. Peel.
Good.
So looking at that run back, they talked about playing on the center. And I hear
I don't make this game's over. But if I don't make it with my next, the game's over too.
Yeah, so Team USA down around a minute left on their think clock.
so that will stop once he
Half rock.
gets going in his motion.
Maybe a little less even.
Yeah, so looking for an angle run.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard. Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Now catch it into the pile
Sit.
and actually spins back up.
That's all right.
My fault, Johnny.
It's not terrible.
And that sets USA up for an opportunity.
But where should we put it here so it doesn't have?
See the action, how lively these stones are when they hit and they just spun.
So here's the thing. You don't want to be here.
Yeah, they just bounce.
And they stick the shoe there. You want to be here.
Right on the button. I think right on the button.
Yes.
But it can't be any deeper. He's going to just make the slash double, right?
Yeah, right on the button. I'm with you. T-line weight. Right on the T, boys. Top T-line.
Yeah.
Well, that last one gave John Schuster some options, but
Yeah, the challenging part is Team Canada's using their timeout right now.
So that's got to be close.
I agree.
Because they have 30.
I think an inch or two more would be fine, Pat. It'll hold.
30 seconds left.
I mean, you don't want to leave that thin double.
they are in a timeout right now. They did use
Yep.
theirs, even though their coach didn't come out.
So we've got some time clock dramatics.
Pat goes through his routine. He should have enough time to do just that.
I give you the same weight I've been throwing here. It's probably close, eh?
I think so. Yeah.
Inch more, you're sitting two.
So again, just moving on over. Only game left out on the ice. A lot of the eyes in the building on this throughout the evening. The Battle of North America.
Yeah, the crowd is very into this game. This is a big shot for Team Canada. Well-placed stone here makes Team USA's world very challenging.
Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Wait on the guys. Room. Line's good. Room. Room. Room.
Well, they said they wanted on the button.
Boys, gotta be, whoa, 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 whoa.
Now to the side of the button it goes.
Yeah.
And just a little heavy tap. About 45 seconds for John Schuster.
Yeah, he's actually got plenty
So
of
you're not-
time.
Front guys gonna have to look up here, so. Natural T. Got 35 seconds, so. I timed that 14:28, so I mean, that timed out like 85 to T.
Okay.
We only have to move it 6 inches, so I'm only gonna throw you good, probably 80, 75. You know me.
And he's saying split times to his front end there.
Yeah.
Line's good.
Yep.
Whoa, whoa, wait only. Let's
Go.
go.
Off.
Got
Just saw that one. Pat's in the same spot. Not really make that move.
Okay, line's good. Line's good. Weight's good. Line's good. Clean. Clean. Yep.
Got to move it a little bit, and they'll move it far enough.
Bonus curling.
And this is not what a lot of fans wanted, an extra end, but that means they get some free curling out of it. They get an extra end,
Yeah,
10-10.
And they have seen every rock used in every end. So
Well, 10-10. Canada and the U.S. Final game on the ice here, sheet D. It is draw 2 and an extra end after John Schuster able to come down, play a little tap. They'll need to steal now in this 11th end. The other 3 games of final as we see the lefty lead John Landsteiner, 24 years old.
Make sure.
They'll try and get those 2 guards, and I'm sure we'll see the ticks coming from
Die.
the Canadian side.
Throw, buddy.
Good boy. I hear you sneaking up on me.
So centerline guard, tick attempt. Well, if you were tuned in earlier, we saw the Norwegian side and Havard Vad Pedersen play the tick, going across the face of it, over curling the stone. Here, their attempt is to go into it to play the tick.
Any kind of angle. Hard, Carter, hard. Hard, Carter. It's fine, it's ours. You can't guard it, so.
So the tick will push that one into the rings. Another centerline guard.
All there. All there.
Really?
Yeah. Might have
Can't
paint.
be 4.
Starting to dig. Coming down. Just a 3.
Let it come down. Let it keep coming.
Really got to come
Line's
down.
getting better.
Still got to come down.
Go if you need
Hear
to.
me.
Nope. Only if you need to. Fine. I kind of want it all the way across line, but just not in. Yep.
All the way
We're
across,
good.
all the way
That's
across,
good.
all the way
Oh,
across.
that's good. That way, Lancer. Nice pair.
Gotta go. Come on, pretty good. Line's good.
Well, the missed tick on the first.
Line's good.
We're tapping that one in now with those guards.
It's all weight, guys. Weight's good. It's all weight.
Draw around into the rings, so block off the draw path that way.
Room. Line's good. Little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit.
T-line. Dead team. Even if you move it a foot. Freeze is okay too. T-line.
580.
I think even 85 for me. Got pretty quick one.
second, Matt Hamilton.
Red lighter, huh?
So the red light means a hog line violation.
Was he over? We're paying attention, huh?
No.
All right then.
So using the hog line sensor.
Sorry.
That's an unfortunate time for that one.
Yeah, with 2 rocks in front of the rings, Team USA had an opportunity to put a lot of pressure on Team Canada here in this extra end.
Oh, red lighted one, the extra end. Yeah! Gotta go. Right to it. Okay, that's fine.
Well, and they'll peel their own top one off.
One?
One right on the center, huh?
What's that?
Right on the center line?
I think we got to be in front of this, though.
The hair staggered?
Yeah, one.
So Matt Hamilton, a little bit of chance here at redemption. Putting a good rock in play, puts
Switch.
Okay.
double center guards.
Only if you have to.
Easy.
Got a lot of curling to do.
Oh.
Just the one. All right, guys. You're going to have to go at the end, though, Lance.
No, it's close. It's close.
Yep. Oh, that's good. All right, good. Come on.
So Team Canada, Carter Rycroft's going to get a chance at this double peel.
Yep. Hard. No, wait. Good throw.
Well, and it's the one where you're going to miss. If you're going to miss, you miss just getting the one, not nosing it.
Not nosing. Yeah, that is the professional side of the throw, the pro side.
You'll hear that from a lot of the curlers, which is the pro side to miss it. And that's almost something a lot of teams, they think about.
You got to throw one more? Or?
If I'm going to miss this, I got to miss it this way as opposed to the opposite.
Yeah, I think most players really should be thinking about how to make shots, but it is really intelligent to know how to miss them in the least damaging way.
Should be over.
Easy then. Easy, clean. Line's good. Clean it, Matt.
Easy, just
Line's
clean.
perfect. Over curling if anything. So.
Easy.
So it's losing handle a little bit. That's really hardly rotating there at the end. Nice management of that stone by Matt Hamilton and John Landsteiner for Team USA. Keeping that stone moving and right on track. John Morris, third for Team Canada, looking to make the double run back or the double peel.
Well, just the one.
Just the one.
Keep clearing the front. They are shot stone. At some point, the U.S. will have to go and make their move, but biding their time.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do right now. Take a look, guys. Take a look. Take a look.
So looking to replace that stone.
Easy.
Just trip this one over the hog line.
That's good, boys. That's good. Over and off.
Good
Nice
sweep.
shooting.
Good. Straight peel. Good sweep, Pam. Straight peel. I don't mind giving it a go. Okay.
Not like that's not like that's.
I hear you. I hear you.
Whoa.
And that was giving it a go to try and catch the one on the side of the 8-foot.
Yeah.
If I hit that last one right there, we would have been good.
Should I move to here?
We do have one.
No.
The clock was running the whole time.
I mean, it's either that or come around. That's the other
That's
option.
pretty good too.
But
because if you get it to here, he's not playing.
I know,
the
but
in-off
he gets.
right away.
I know, but he's still slashing this, and his shooter's rolling away, and that's dead above us. I think we have to move it. We have to move it. Just move it to the back of the button.
Still peeling,
He's
right?
still peeling, but at least our rock's catching now. So we just gotta tap it. T-line.
Okay.
Just inside middle 8 foot. All right.
And that's why it's important that that yellow stone for Canada was in front of the T-line. Now it takes 2 stones to move it and then utilize it.
Yeah, you know.
Move it to the back button. So, same thing you were trying, Matt.
John knows that they're gonna play the peel or the run quite likely, and that'll give him a chance to freeze, or if they get the appropriate bounce.
Even if we only move it 6 inches.
Just listen to the players; they'll talk us through it. John Morris, if we just pick it, then they'll freeze. So.
Yep, line. Yep.
Little tight. Yep.
Gotta go.
Whoa. Line's good.
Yep, line hard.
4. Line's good. 4.
Hard then, freeze it.
Get to a freeze.
Hard.
Well, and doesn't have the weight if they're just saying to freeze.
Yeah.
And it wasn't nearly the weight that he needed.
Yeah, the tick's better.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
We had to bounce off that guard.
Just a little careful. So.
I didn't think we were that short.
Jesus Christ.
83.
90.
I had 90. So.
Full 4 then, right?
Should we call it? Do any time an hour?
So extra end, they do get a timeout. So
yeah,
they use their timeout.
If he knows it, it's not.
Then he
great.
can make the hit and roll.
Yeah.
And if you roll out, he's got the draw there.
I like the roll out better than the nose myself.
The other shot's that. He knows we draw 4.
We get a piece of the 4, right?
This one here, I don't mind it, but it's
like the only thing with this one is you can't jam this, right?
No. If anything, you can't.
You're going over the top.
Even if
is there a draw path that you have thrown down here?
I think this out turn, he threw it.
Second end or something.
Second end,
Third end or something.
You guys like the peel, Tom, or what?
Well, that's their 5th. Tom Sallows.
Well, if you think of this,
alternate for Team
we don't
Canada.
Make this, it either makes a cold draw or the hit and roll. Then we're dealing with not very much margin error in the last shot with Pats. We make this, they nose or make a roll. Like we still have the in-turn or out-turn 4th.
No, you're right. It's probably the
which is an easier
You're good
shot.
with that, Pat?
It's probably the smart call for sure. It puts it back in our hands, right? Whereas if you,
at the worst, you're going to have a.
Unless I
piece of the
make
4,
this
right?
really good, it's dealing with Dane.
And then he still can make. And he's still drawing 4.
Maybe.
Great use of the timeout to work through their options and come up with the best shot for them, and also make sure that their skip is comfortable with the selection.
Thick 2/3.
Absolutely. He's on the 4 foot. He's drawing the 4 foot.
Yeah.
But we can. I don't know which. I think we just wanted to try to roll 6 inches. Huh? I think we're 2 inches.
Well, that's the thoughts that go through. You get a great insight just what they're thinking through. They're already both teams looking shots ahead of what we do, and it's all based on you're assuming your opponent's going to make that, knowing each other that well.
And that's the great thing. I mean,
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean, yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Clean. Yeah. Clean.
Wants to get both of those guards out in front off.
and he does so. So the nice thing with the selection of the double peel is it really made it clear what's going to happen for Team Canada moving forward with the last 2 rocks. Team USA is going to have to hit this, and then you've either got a little hit and roll or a draw to the forefoot, either direction.
Depends where he rolls.
So John Schuster, his final stone of a wild and crazy high-scoring affair. 10-10 is the score.
Yeah, and this is one of the cleanest houses that they've played all game.
Good job.
Right on the nose. And that should mean a draw to the forefoot for Pat Simmons to try and pick up the
I don't like
the win.
the sideboard draw, but whatever. Put her out and go this way. He happens to pump.
So this is the shot you want your skip to have. Leave him a pretty makeable open shot to the forefoot for the win.
In these close games at the end, all you can say is, as a skip, you just want to give him the forefoot.
I'm talking this much roll back. We beaked it and rolled 2 inches and opened up this a little bit more.
Yeah, I just didn't want it to slip at all.
I know.
It wasn't.
So the Canadian champion, Pat Simmons, out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Who drew the button with his last rock at the Briar.
To beat the Olympic gold medalist Brad Jacobs.
Yeah, and to be here throwing this last rock of his first game. Oh, this is curling.
Well, need the forefoot. Comes down. He doesn't just get the forefoot, gets the button. A sigh of relief there for Pat Simmons with that victory. He was pushed hard by the American side.
Yeah, and the crowd goes wild. It was an extraordinary opening game. 11-10 in 11 ends. And looking back at the pivotal shot in the 5th end for Team Norway. Counterclockwise, tap on the shot, Team China stone for a score of 3. And to tie the game up. After a great double takeout with his first rock in 9, Zhang Jialiang needs a simple hit and stick to pull within 1 point of Team Norway. And in the 10th end, Team China has set up the perfect scenario for a steal, forcing Thomas Ulrud and Team Norway to make a delicate tap on a rock fully buried right on the button. And then with the special extra spin back, Team Norway takes the point and wins by 2 with a final score 9-7 in a great opening matchup with the reigning world champions, Team Norway, defeating Team China. And our other games, finals, Team Japan with a big score of 5 in the last end of play to win 9-3. Finland falling to 0-2 with a 7-8 loss to the Czech Republic. And the United States dropping the opening game in the extra end to the host nation, Team Canada, with a final score, Team USA 10, Canada 11. Our standings at the end of day 1 and 2 draws, Japan sits on top with a 2-0, followed by Team Canada, Italy, Norway, Sweden, and Switzerland at 1-0. Czech Republic knotted up at 1-1, and leaving China, Russia, United States, Finland, and Scotland back on tomorrow trying to get their first win.
Thomas, good victory. What was the key to the win there?
That was a tricky match for us. We struggled in the beginning there with sort of like figuring out the ice, but I'm not complaining on the ice because it was perfect. But I just iced myself and the guys wrong a couple of times there. But as soon as we figured that out, we had pretty much control of the game and be able to score two ends with multiple points. And from there on, it was sort of like I thought it was going to be cruising, but they came back pretty hard on us. So I had to make a pretty good last shot to win it.
And those last couple ends, just a few misses by you guys. Was that just they're getting a little relaxed or just not quite as sharp as you want to be?
No, I think I'm going to blame it on the guys being a bit rusty. We haven't played for a while. We've been practicing a lot, so we need to get into game modus, you know, and so like try to kill off the game. So they were like, I think they're already hooked up to victory. So yeah.
And now that's win number 71 for you at the World Championship. Have you thought about what win number 72 and tying Andy Capp all time might mean?
Oh yeah, somebody told me that the other day, and so that could be sort of like the first goal of this week to try and beat Andy. He's a good friend of mine, a good rivalry, but I don't know if he's coming back though. So if I'll be able to beat him now, I think I'm going to keep this record for a while.
Well, congratulations, good luck on possibly getting that.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, and that wraps up coverage. We'll be back for more here from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, the 2015 Ford World Men's Curling Championship.